Mallory, welcome back. It's been a week. We've grown as people. We've aged dramatically. I'm now 28. I feel it in my bones. My back hurt last night. Anyway, good evening, Mallory.
Good morning, Sam. May a good shining light shine upon your 28th year of living. I suppose. I feel very intimidated by the energy that you brought into the intro, so I'm just kind of. Okay. all right. So welcome back to Nobody Leaves.
Mallory.
You know
the
Sam went to the
Saving Private
beach
Ryan
that
gif?
makes you old once.
I went to the beach that makes you old. Yes.
What happens in Saving Private Ryan gif?
You know the gif where Matt Damon turns into Joe Biden. It's he
That's
ages
crazy,
rapidly.
I don't know that. That's crazy. And also, I feel like but a little behind the scenes before the recording, Sam kept saying different things like, "Do you know this? Do you know that?" And I didn't. And that, I feel like, delayed us from starting recording so much. I'm just learning
Mallory,
so much from
this
you.
gif is
so many
12
memes.
years old, and the movie is 30 years old.
Matt Damon turning into Joe Biden.
Yes, it's everyone uses it to be I'm out of the loop, or I don't understand kids these days, or whatever. It's a very popular gif.
Okay. Maybe I'm always in forums surrounded by people that understand kids these days, and this have never.
There you go.
Okay, Matt David Joe Biden gif. I'm editing it into the podcast.
Do you know Maury Callie, the English VTuber who sings and stuff?
No.
See, I'm trying to meet you on your level. What's going on here?
What is?
I think her name's Maury Callie. She's a Grim Reaper themed. Basically, one of my favorite podcasts, which is hosted by two olds, had a VTuber as a guest star this past week, and the entire podcast was it's great that you two are still around, and even you may be old and busted, but you're still hanging in there. It was Castle Super Beast, which is the two of the two best friends YouTubers who are still around.
Whoa.
Pat and Wooly hanging in there.
That's crazy.
But it was the entire theme of the podcast was wow, y'all have been doing this for so long. That's crazy. It's ouch.
I watched I got recommended some Game Grumps content this week. It is nice to see people hitting their 15-year marks of their YouTube channels is a lot of fun. Speaking of VT, okay, first of all, the GIF, I looked it up. I've not seen that before. That's crazy.
That's insane. That is that's one of the biggest GIFs I on the internet. That's bizarre to me, but okay.
It's huge on the GIF scene. The other thing is that, speaking of VTubers, I got pushed this song, and I'm really, really into it. It's a good
You're watching
song,
a lot of
and
VTuber
it has
music?
a VTuber in it. No, I actually.
Oh, is this the Baby No Money thing?
Yes.
See, I
love
know.
this
I'm
song.
plugged in. I know it all.
1-800. I found out about this.
$.
So good. It's really good, and it's I'm not crazy. I haven't been crazy about Baby No Money, and I haven't been crazy about Iron Mouse. Man, this is a good song. I'm so happy about it. I like it a lot. I just love he's so handsome, he's my hero. So that's what I've been singing to myself. It's been a really good time.
The guy can write a hook, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
The Gen Z Eminem, as he calls himself, which I think is very funny. When I think about him, I think about one of his music videos is just him in the Moist Critical set, and it's just really weird to see him someone else in that room. That room feels like the hyperbolic time chamber where only Charlie can exist, and then it's just Baby No Money at the desk, and you're that is breaking my brain a little bit. And then they go and dance around Florida. It's pretty entertaining.
No, that's sick. I first discovered him. He was in this song that he did with Rich Brian called Edamame. I don't know if you've heard this. Mm-hmm. This is a very good song. I love this song, man.
All right, so far we like VTubers, old podcasters, Baby No Money, maybe. Iron Mouse.
But it's
just a
like
mixed
every other
bag.
one. Because I feel like Submissive and Breedable featuring Smosh. I don't know if you've heard that one. I'm not crazy about the song. It's just like, it's not a great song.
I missed that one. I'm gonna be honest. Submissive and breedable. Is that what you said?
Yeah, and it has Ian and Anthony from Smosh. Speaking of people who've been doing this forever.
This soldier doesn't know the war is over. All right.
Yeah, there you go. Look, Sam, we're getting so sidetracked because of these Matt
We're not
Damon
here to talk
gifts
about
of these.
Smosh
This is
or Baby No Money.
nonsense. This is complete BS. I don't care about any of this. Twice released This Is For, their new album. They've finally put it out. It's their 4th album because they do a lot of mini albums and just singles and whatever, and the albums are dead. But they put it. They were like, and then they were like, now we're doing an album, and the album's out, and it's called This Is For. And Sam, let me tell you, it's a good song, and I love it. And I've been listening, and it's just been bouncing back and forth between 1800 and This Is For All My Ladies. Turn it up. That's a good song, Sam, and I love
Mallory,
Twice.
This is my problem, right? I already know the album's out because Spotify thinks I'm a huge Twice fan because of you. That shit's on my release radar. So thanks for that. One day I'll get your YouTube feed or your Spotify feed just full of good stuff. One day, as revenge, because I only recommend good things. Because I am the better critic. I'm the better media consumer.
Listen,
but yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware of Twice. I'm aware of the moves being made.
It's good. The music video is amazing. It's like a bunch of... It's just leaning into weird technical mishaps, being the point of the video. The camera guy at one point falls off of a building, and then is caught by Momo, who is scaling the side of the building. And then the camera gets caught by Jihyo. And then at another point, a bug gets on the camera, and it's a weird CGI bug. And then they're just oh, we have to do the dance again. But there's a lack of CGI in the video, which I thought you would appreciate compared to what you've watched of Twice so far.
I need my practical effects and sets and sound stages. I need my South Korean MVs to be pure. My music videos to be artistic expressions.
They're good. There's one where she got Nayeon is leaning and looking at them with binoculars, and then she gets pulled back on a rug, and she's talking about how she did actually one of the people just literally just was grabbing her legs and pulling her back for every single take, and then she was accidentally
effects.
hitting her ponytail and it's part of the set because there's a really narrow space, and it's she's doing this for Sam. Sam's gonna love this take.
The theater, the stagecraft.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You also have Momo doing the trademark stare, which is the reason why I like her, where she's just completely just complete no thoughts, tired, spaced out. It's really good. I don't see enough Momo stare compilations, but I notice it enough to where I'm someone needs to be assembling these. You know what I mean?
You could be the one. You could be.
I could be the one.
Once.
Yeah.
Right? Did I do that right?
I could be the once, and I am the once.
You could be the once. Still a horrible fandom name. Just awful.
How bad could we possibly be? Sam, have you heard about DashCon 2?
What would our... I'm familiar with DashCon 1.
They made DashCon 2, and they had a drag show where someone came out as the one slur and was walking around to, how bad could I possibly be? And it was the best shit I've ever seen in my life. It's so cool.
Horrible.
It was awesome.
You know that Firefest is being sold on eBay right now?
Whoa.
The copyright or the rights to Firefest, that that very successful event from 6 years ago where the guy totally didn't go to jail for scamming a bunch of people.
Whoa. That's wild. See, DashCon 2 is actually more of a comeback heroic story of
it's
people
the redemption.
Yeah, it's what if we made a DashCon but good, basically, is the whole idea. And then they...
What if DashCon but successful?
exactly. It's
Are
amazing.
you telling me that DashCon outlived Tumblr?
I mean, kinda. I'm looking forward to
when you think
DashCon
about
3.
it, right?
Uh, I'm back on Tumblr too. I think I talked about this. I'm back on Tumblr. I'm checking it out. There's a lot of good stuff on Tumblr.
That's like when I say I'm on Blue Sky. Like, is it even possible to be on Blue Sky? They've got like 1 million users total. Like, what is up?
Yeah,
You know?
I'm on Blue Sky in the sense that I'm like on
In the sense that I'm
like
not on Twitter.
yeah. I'm on Blue Sky in the sense that I'm like an American citizen that like I have not paid taxes or participated in anything related to that in many years. But yeah. No, I think that twice is good. That's the end of that segment. Other
Next
stuff,
bit.
Sam. Did you know that I watched anime this week? And
I
a
did
lot
not
of
know
people
that.
are like, Mal doesn't keep up with anything that's happening in the world. She just
This
kind
is
of goes
true.
in her little bubble. Yeah,
Let me try and guess this. New series or old, like airing series or older series?
airing. 2 airing series. One I already told you about is Dan Da Dan. I
Yeah,
watched
Dawn
one
to Dawn
episode.
is an obvious one, but
That's one of them. There's one more.
I don't. All I can think of, for some reason, I'm just like, My Dress Up Darling. I don't think you're very into that. Like, what are you watching?
No, I did get hit with a video essay that was like, you should be watching My Dress Up Darling.
I see.
Like, are you sure?
Should you?
Okay. I'm like, it's like this is why women love this fan service anime, and I'm like, all
yeah.
right,
Only thing I know
cool.
about that series is GIFs that people use. I guess I learned everything through GIFs and contextualize my life through repeating images, and that show seems very horny. That's about all I know about it.
Yeah, and I hate sex, so I would not be interested.
Absolutely,
in that.
because
So
we're young and we don't like
yeah.
it.
Listen,
And we close our eyes in the theater when the sex is happening.
yeah, it's too gross. But the point is this is a anime, and the name of it is Coming to Me. It's about a guy, and he died, and he got replaced with
No
a
way.
spooky monster, and
No
it's
way.
like gay. It's like gay, and that's why I started watching it, because I was told that it would be gay. Are you saying no way because you know what I'm talking about, or are you?
No, I have no
you...
idea. At that
You
first,
don't know
I thought
what
you
I'm
were gonna
talking
be
about?
like, he died, and then he ended up in another world. That's where I thought you were going.
No,
and I was like,
no.
You're kidding.
It was an eldritch monster replaced him, and it's really creepy. It's really cool. Oh man, I really was like, you're gonna know what this is.
Nope, not a clue. Have I watched any
Okay.
anime this year? I don't think I have, except for Skip and Loafer and Dawn to Dawn. My problem with Dawn to Dawn is I've already seen the first 3 episodes, so in theaters like a month ago. But I did watch the opening and ending.
Yeah, opening, ending, sick. Good opening and ending for Dan Da Dan.
Good opening and ending.
The anime is called The Summer That Hikaru Died. That is the name of the...
Yeah, I do know about this.
Okay.
I know about the manga.
Yeah.
I have not read it, but because we did Call of the Night last week, or 2 weeks ago, I re-upped my Viz manga subscription, and I plan to read that manga because I hear really good things, and it's on that app and not the other app I pay for. So
It seems cool.
I want to read it.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's just like, I don't know, like it's fully just like the guy's like, oh, I'd rather, like, the premise basically is like, I'm happy having this like substitute of you, even if it's evil, like as a, because it's like better than like,
Because it reminds me of my
you being
friend who I
dead.
maybe had feelings for.
Yeah, and it's like, whoa. It's like,
The
it's
aesthetics
creepy.
seem very like Call Me by Your Name, but mixed with eldritch horror,
Yeah,
which I can get down for.
very, very interesting. Very like wandering around the countryside, like, and you don't know what's going bump in the night. I very much enjoyed the first episode, but I'll be checking back in when they got some more, because I kind of want to binge it.
Well, keep me
But
posted.
it's sick. Yeah, it's a little scary, but I'm handling it. I'm doing it for the gays, you know.
I understand. You're doing your job. I
I'm my sworn duty. But yeah, that's
I want to
my
go back
week.
to the heterosexuals for a minute and Dawn to Dawn.
Mm,
I really like the opening. I I hated the opening when I first watched it. I don't know why, but then it like grew on me
really.
immediately. I don't love I love the song. Like
Mm,
it's been added to my running playlist, which is how I contextualize all my life because I'm running 35 miles a week and I'm very tired all the time. But that song sounds like the singer who I'm not familiar with. It sounds like her voice is going to like her vocal cords are going to snap in half when it gets to like the break and like the really exciting moments. I don't know if the break's the right term, but like the really like
mm,
the classic like now the anime characters are running moment in the opening, and I'm just like all about it. And the animation goes
mm-hmm.
really hard at the end, but I don't love the. I think it's got a really slow start. I don't know. It doesn't have the
Mm,
pop of the Creepy Nuts song from the first season. I know a lot of people do not like it,
yeah.
the new opening, but it's grown
Mm-hmm.
on me rapidly.
It's tough. It's a very good song. I really like the part where they go "dame dame." That's really
Yes.
good, and that
I
just
like the
makes me
part
so
right after that
happy.
where the singer almost like snaps in half. but
But I think that it's tough. Like the bar was like insane,
it's
right?
high. It's tough.
For the original like Creepy Nuts Dun 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 song, and it's like I think that it is such a unique sounding like. I mean, it's not never been done in music before, but like that original Creepy Nuts song is such a like feeling of like this wild, scary, creepy, unpredictable like monster is coming for you, like this
Spooky,
yokai.
scary, hilarious.
Like it's all the way there, and it just has that like primal kind of feeling. I feel like with like the beat and everything, and I
Mm.
think that like this song like does feel like it just takes a step in the direction of being a little bit more generic, I guess.
It is more of an anime opening in the traditional
Yeah.
sense, but it's still weird, and they still say Don to Don, which I like. I like that both openings
Yeah,
go Don to Don.
that's important. And if they didn't say Don to Don, I would have written it off completely. But I did add it to my library. I think it's also my favorite parts. This is actually interesting. We get to actually talk about like a anime opening now.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite parts of the original Dun 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 opening is that like like that little like beat and the
Mm-hmm.
like weird squeaky sounds, and then like the
You like the
weird
Pikmin?
color, yeah, the Pikmin, and the weird visuals where like the colors are all like extremely like poppy. It's all like reds and blues, and they're all like
A
looking up at
lot
like
of
weird
like
gross angles. Yeah,
wallpaper moments, and the second opening does that not as
yeah.
effectively. Like I think there is a funny
Hmm.
Gigi has a funny pose in it, but it doesn't
Yes.
have as many. Um,
Yeah, which is
and
unfortunate.
the Momo and Ken like grabbing each other and like flying through the air stuff is a little bit more generic anime opening, but it is shot. It's
Yeah.
animated really well. It reminds me of like Kill a Kill. Like there's a certain
Mm.
like line work style that I associate with like a Gurren Lagann or a Kill la Kill. Like I associate with like some earlier
Yeah.
Studio Trigger. I think it's just one animator who has that style, who
Hmm.
frequently works with Studio Trigger. Like I read something about it, but I don't remember the person. I'm
Hmm.
not deep enough in like
Animator lore.
animation lore. Yeah, I know people who get really into it and get really excited about it, but for me, it's
Right.
just like, oh, it's that person doing this shot. Like I can kind
Mm.
of pick up on it, or like either it's that person doing that shot or it's someone inspired by that person, but I can't tell you who that person is. But all that to be said,
Yeah.
it reminds me of like episode 1 of Kill la Kill, or like random Gurren Lagann
Totally.
fight scenes, and I'm like, this is pretty.
Yeah. It's cool. It's nice. It immediate like that's probably my favorite shot because it just like snaps me back to what I loved about Dun Dun so much in season one, like just her using her psychic powers to grab him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, at the same time, it's like if I'm doing the comparison game, it's just always gonna fall short because then in the original one you have the Okun like running and he like explodes in the little red flashing
Yes,
thing.
and
You're
it's
like,
very
oh
Redline. Like it looks like
man,
the start of Redline.
yeah, Yeah, it was
running
directed
under
by
like the
Takeshi
Science Star
Koike.
logo. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Directed by
that
Takeshi
is
Koike.
cool. Did you know that Takeshi Koike did the opening to Samurai Champloo?
He didn't though, because Mamoru Hosoda did.
Come on, man. just let me just.
What do you mean?
I just really thought that to be true. I'm not gonna research. I'm not gonna look it up now.
No, you just pulled that out of a hat and said this is true.
No. Something made me think that.
It was Mamoru Hosoda of Bell
Mamoru
fame,
Hosoda
our
did
favorite
that?
movie. Yeah.
Okay, we're doing a
Uncredited.
poll in the chat. If you who made the opening? Was it Mamoru Hosoda or was it Takeshi Koike? And take your vote. Don't research it. Just say what your opinion is.
Mallory, you literally like made something up about the only opening I know the animator for. Like you picked the one.
I knew this. I felt so
How'd you do
confident
that?
about that. This
Penny's upset
information
with
was
you.
bestowed upon me. Maybe he helped out. Maybe he was under. Maybe we're both
It was
right.
Madhouse, wasn't it? See, I don't even know the studio for Champloo, but I know that you're wrong.
Okay, I'm not like an anime nerd. But yeah,
Okay.
I will
You're
say
just gonna ad hominem. It's like, all right, well, I've lost my argument. Time to attack. I mean, I don't even care about anime and stuff. It's all lame and nerdy.
Yeah, I'm not even invested in this, and you are. So I mean, who's really lost this engagement?
It's
this
true.
battle of wits.
Yeah, like you care about this stuff. That's lame.
Yeah,
Whether I'm
who's
right or wrong
passionate?
doesn't matter. Liberal.
Listen, liberal. Okay.
The weird energy of this episode. I'm just gonna say
I'm just really trying to crawl out of this like nosedive, and you're like, get back down there.
Get back in the nosedive. This plane's going down.
Man, I didn't even make my point. My point about Don 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 opening one is I don't like I've gotten over it and I've gotten used to it and I like it now. But like the like part where it gets all nice. It's like na 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 na.
Yeah.
Too nice. Who cares?
When Momo's
Just
doing
keep
the wacky inflatable arms man bit, like that moment.
Yeah, I mean that dance is cool, but yeah, like I'm like the song part, I'm like just make it all like weird. Like you don't have
You're
to
talking
have
about
like a
opening one,
bright
right?
part. Yeah, that's what I feel about opening one. That's my hot take and my controversial opinion. Because
what did you think about the show itself? We've talked about the opening for 10 minutes, but what did you think about the
Don 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 episode 1?
Yeah. We'll do a full breakdown at some point, but I'm just curious.
I mean, it was interesting. It's just like weird and jarring of like how much it's just like the next episode and there's no like it's like artists used to release albums, you know what I mean? It's like there's no season premiere or season finality to like anything that happened in like the finale to season 1 and the first episode of season 2. I'm happy that it's continuing. I'm happy that we're like seeing more of it, you know, like I don't have any like issue. And I thought like overall, like I was like, okay, like that's where we're going with the episode. There were some good parts of it still, and like I'm glad to see my favorite characters back at it again. But yeah, it was interesting, and I'm still like very curious to see where things are going. And it's like there's just this inevitable thing where like you're like, okay, all the main characters are gonna get superpowers, so when's this guy gonna get his superpowers? You know what I'm saying? Like you're just kind of like, all right,
Oh boy,
like, get on with it. Like
yeah, keep watching.
we get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That was like my biggest problem with season 1 is that it just ends like at a very abrupt in the mid.
Yeah.
In the first like 2 episodes of a new arc, like not at all a cutoff point in any sense of the word.
Yeah. It ends at a point where it's like it feels like she could be like, "What are you guys?" And then season 2 released, and she's like, "Doing here," and it's like,
exactly.
It just has that feeling of like, all right, I guess we're just
All right.
back on it, you know.
But it was back. It was back so quickly, which is nice. Like it's only been 6 months, so that's nice.
That's true. Yeah, it's like it's weirdly like reminiscent of like because shows used to have like these like 24, 52 episode runs
Right.
for like seasons, you know what I mean? It's almost like reminiscent of that in a weird way, where it's like you'd have like gaps in the middle of a season, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, this could be like
that's
Dawn season 1 part 2, and it would make more
right.
sense.
And they wouldn't have had to commission another opening.
Right.
Because it's like, I think that's another thing about anime openings is like if you have to have so many new openings every time you do a season, like within the story, it's like there's not enough new like vibe, you know what I mean? Like there's not
Mhm.
necessarily a specific vibe that season 2 is probably going to have that's different from season 1 in a way, to
Well,
where
and,
it's
and
like
not to give future knowledge, but it is like
right.
there are people missing from that new opening, and I'm like, why did they do this? Like, there's some characters I would expect to have seen that are referenced in like a blink if you miss it, like freeze frame, like outline on a
Yeah.
wall kind of thing. But there's some major players who are going to be introduced in this season who are not getting the spotlight in both the opening and the ending, and it's surprising.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. It's like it's the same four that were like the main ones being promoted in season 1, and
They
it's
add
like
one character, but they
yeah,
don't add the other. They don't add what I would argue is the more important character.
mm-hmm.
You see a character named Kinta, who you'll meet later, but you don't see another
Yeah,
character who is cooler.
yeah. It's so it's like that thing. It's like I feel like they're maybe hiding characters because they don't want to like spoil like the little season they have. But it's like at that point, it's like you're not even there's not even like enough gap in the story for you to have like new characters in the opening. I'm like,
Right.
just make the seasons longer, y'all. Like I don't know.
Well, and like
It's just
Gigi's in the
it's
first
a
opening, and Gigi's not
yeah.
introduced for like 8 episodes in the first season. Right. So it's like
Which is so weird. Yeah.
it's got me wondering how far they're gonna get in a way that I'm a little concerned, but not. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
12
a
episodes is a
phenomenal
long time.
anime, but yeah, they need to give it more money and just make more episodes.
Give it
of
all the money, make
Yes.
it good, make it fast. Don't hurt people in the process.
Everyone, I know when you're done buying your like 10 copies of This Is 4 by Twice, throw a little change to the Don to Don Industries. You know, buy yourself a little Okudun keychain. You know, we gotta
Absolutely.
keep support a cause that matters to you. You can be the difference. Your dollar counts. Um, this is our PSA.
PSA: support things you like, or else they won't
Yeah.
exist.
Yes.
But
That's why I will be buying a Made Jax plush from Amazing Digital Circus as soon as we
well, if you're interested in made merchandise, you might want to hold off. I'm not gonna say don't, but maybe reconsider. Maybe hold off for a few more weeks. You know, just
balance
throwing that out
out.
there. Just throwing that out there. You might want to wait.
Yeah. Well, I think that in that case I'll have to say goodbye, Jax plush.
I was wondering. I'm like, can I pivot us out? But can I beat Mallory to the punch? But it would
It sounded
feel
like you
wrong,
were gonna
know?
transition.
I was
It really
going to.
did
No, I was
sound.
like,
I
but we're
could
not here.
feel it.
We're not here to talk about Dawn to Dawn. We're here to talk about the OG. We're here to talk about Tatsuki Fujimoto. We're here to talk about Chainsaw Man. No, that's wrong. We're here to talk about Fire Punch. No, that's also wrong. We're here to talk about. We're gonna look back on Goodbye Eri.
Ba-ba-bum.
See, that was all off the dome.
That was
And
me tier.
It's
that was
embarrassing.
you cannot say anything about me.
No, that was good. I worked in 4 titles into one transition, and I didn't
But they
stop
weren't
to
all
laugh at myself halfway through.
Okay,
And that was
okay.
all off the dome.
Okay, you can have that you didn't stop to laugh at your own joke, which I still don't understand what the problem with that is. But the only pun was on that you look. But anyway, Goodbye Eri. What a manga, Sam. What a great little thing you showed me.
Mallory, I'm going to continue to. Apparently, I'm going to continue to incept vampires into this podcast. Didn't think about that, but it was a double a double vampire pitch these last two Sam pitches. But I'm going to get you into manga by hick or crick. I am going to do it. So, yeah, Goodbye Eri. I said Call of the Night's pretty good, but what if I just throw like a masterpiece at you and refuse to allow you to call it anything other than that? So yeah, what'd you think about Goodbye Eri with that amazing setup? I want to suck
crazy,
your blood.
Cool. I want to suck. I thought it was very interesting. It was very unexpected. I don't know what I really went in expecting. Like, obviously, I knew it was gonna be short and like artsy. And I think that like as soon as you hit that shot with him blowing up the hospital, you're like, ooh, baby. Like,
Ooh,
this
baby.
is gonna be the
this
is one of them. Here we are.
It is a hell of an
just
ending. You talking about the final shot, or you talking about the middle one?
I mean, the final shot as well, but yeah, in terms of moments that there are several moments of whiplash in this manga that just like hit you. That was the first one that clued me into like, okay, I'm like, all right, why isn't up? Pay attention. Like, it's like splashing my face with water. I'm like, because I was kind of scrolling through it, and it's the mom was like, I'm gonna die. Take a video for me. I'm like, that's kind of weird and off-putting, but also like, you know, sometimes you're like get shown something and you're like, oh, this is gonna be so deep, you know, and it's
right.
Like, we're getting hit with dead moms like right out of the gate. Like,
and you're like,
part of my brain
really
is kind of like, okay, like, all right, man. But then like, then he blows up the hospital, and then everyone's like, you suck. Why do you blow up the hospital?
You're the worst. You're the weirdo. I hate you.
You're not
the teacher
like
almost,
us.
Hits him. Like, it's like, oh
yeah,
my god.
I love that. I really like that part. Just Albert Camus kid walking around.
Mom died today. Mother died today.
I'm not even sad. I mean, I am, but you know,
right.
It's like, and then again, it kind of took me like, are we sure about this one? When he's like almost gonna jump off of the roof, and Aries shows up and like has some, just as like, hey, if you're gonna jump, dude, over there, kind of thing. I'm kind of like, okay, I feel like I've maybe seen this before, but it just pivots in such weird ways, and then
there's many
it's crazy
shoe dropping moments, right? Like, I'm out of shoes.
Yes.
Like, I can't hold enough shoes. I don't. I just have socks now. Like, there's a couple of different like you said, like reset points where you're like, oh, now we're about this. Oh, now we're doing this.
Yeah, it's a very short amount of like pages to get that many like paradigm shifts, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's really, really cool in the way it does that. My absolute favorite panel, which I saved, is that turn from the mom in the hospital bed. That boy was useless to the very end. Like,
yes.
Like, I just actually just like fully dropped my phone and was like, oh my god.
It is,
like,
yeah, that moment.
Wow. Yeah.
The first time that the meta narrative, like the making the movie, intertwines with what you think is the actual story, like the dad yelling at Eri, and then he's acting, you're like, oh, well, now I can't trust anything. Like that moment to me works really well. The first hospital explosion works really well. The final hospital explosion works really well. There's a lot going on.
Because you fully, like, are like, he blew up the hospital the first time it happens. You know what I mean? Like, there's really not a lot to clue you into, like, that he didn't. And yeah, just, I don't know. Something I was curious about, I did, like, the briefest kind of research online was, like, it seems like this is the kind of thing that is very prone to, like, varied interpretations and theories. I'm not sure, like, how popular it is. I don't really have a scale for that, so I don't know how many people are actually like doing the work of like trying to figure it out. But I was reading
did a lot
this,
when
like,
it first came out, for sure.
Yeah, I was reading this like Japanese blog post that like I could not make heads or tails of what the person was saying, but it was like it was talking about like 5 layers of meta that it goes into, and it's like digging through each one. And I'm like, I just felt like kind of like hits blunt. Whoa, that's crazy, like kind of stuff. But I don't know. I'd love to hear some of your like I don't know, thoughts on that kind of stuff.
Well, to be clear, there's no right answer, right? Like it's that kind of story
For sure.
where
For sure.
you know, it's got a pinch of fantasy into it, and what does that mean? And what does the final panel mean? And you're just kind of like left to like interpret, right? I like your comparison to The Stranger. I'm thinking about The Stranger now in this text, and it's very funny. Like this kid,
It's all I can think about.
is extremely existential, but is also like 12 and is just not clicking, and it's just like the weirdo that like eats glue in the corner, but also has like this artist's soul that comes out of him. Plot narrative wise, like there's take everything at face value. Aerie is a vampire. Aerie is immortal. What she tells him in the abandoned like building is true. He did really grow up and, you know, have a family and then lose them in a car accident and all that stuff, right? There's the second layer to it, which is we're watching his movie. We're watching Goodbye Aerie, and let me throw this at you because I did not pick up on this the first time, but it does seem very plausible. The dad is playing the son as an adult, right? Because they look the same, and the dad mentions being like a former actor and like wanting, like he's shown to be involved in the movie making, in that dinner scene, and there's like, and the fact that the movie ends the same way as his first movie about his mom with the building exploding. It's like, are we supposed to take it like that this is his movie the second time around? But that's also kind of weird because the building explosion looks different.
Yeah, it looks real, right?
It looks like a real explosion, whereas in the first one it looks like, you know, he drag and dropped like some pre-made explosion effects onto the hospital.
Yeah. It's so well drawn, like because it's like you see that explosion and you're like, what is happening? And then you see the fact that it was a movie, and you go back to that panel and you look and you're like, yeah, the building is fine. It's just like an explosion on top of it. Like you pay attention to that detail.
You can feel the like effects part of it.
Yeah, which perfectly cues you up and prepares you to like recognize how that final panel is different, and you can see the actual building. You see the debris and like that.
Yeah, and the lighting on him as he's walking away, and it's not clear.
And it's like,
and then there's the common third layer of like, this is all Tatsuki Fujimoto's like soul and whatever.
Right. It's like,
it's like you talking about art.
You can argue that maybe he got better editing, and that was part of the point he was making by like making the, you know, it's this is like the perfected version of my vision or whatever. But yeah, it's like it's that third layer you're talking about as well, the Tatsuki Fujimoto layer of it all, of like, regardless of what is real and fake. And I think that like it's one of those like stories where it doesn't necessarily feel like there's maybe some discussion to be had, but it doesn't necessarily feel like you're supposed to come away concretely being like, this part is definitely real and this part is definitely fake, and like these are the hints.
You're not supposed to take everything literally, but you're also not supposed to sit there and be like, but is she a vampire and this and that? Like, you're not. It's about the feeling of putting art out there that is unusual, and like what that the kind of person who can do that, and then the kind of person that or how normals respond to it, basically. Because it does not paint his classmates in a very good light, where his classmates all seem very shallow, and like I think it's not an accident that the group that goes on right after him is performing like a generic pop song, like after his movie, after his very personal movie about his mother's death, where he can't he clearly is going through it and can't reconcile that his mother has died, and puts an explosion at the end. Yeah, what are some other moments that like jumped out to you? I don't want to like steamroll this conversation, but I
No,
quite
totally.
enjoy this manga, obviously.
No, I love it. I'm loving getting like some of your perspective and takes on it, definitely, because
Yeah, I've sat with this for like a couple of years now. This came out on like
yeah.
a random afternoon, no announcement, no fanfare, and it was just like, all right, I'm gonna sit here for an hour and be like, what is this? And just have my, hair blown back, and then that just happened. And he's done that twice, because he did that with Look Back and Goodbye Eri, and both times it was like
Wow.
literally like in terms of like the manga community or whatever, like time stopped for a day or two, and it was just like, what is this? And this is crazy. And then you just have to kind of get over it and be like, all right, that was cool. I'll watch the movie when it comes out in 6 years.
It's the Beyonce release of manga. Like
Exactly.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, it's obviously I've had a lot less time to sit with it, but yeah, no, it's really cool. Like I love the meta element stuff of it all, and the yeah, like I mean the like retelling multiple times of like what the moral is supposed to be. Like the moral is that I love it's so juicy. I don't know. Like as someone with mom stuff, it's like the the like he says midway through the story like the way that I'm going to conclude the story and like tell the arc like the problem with my previous movie is that I was unable to face my mom's death, and the way that I need to conclude this arc is to fulfill her wish and go be with her when she dies and take a video of her when she dies, because she wants to be filmed dying, which is crazy. But it's like it's so juicy how that is like so bad.
It's built on a lie,
like,
right?
Seems good. Yeah, like it's built not only on the lie of like her like abuse or whatever, which is like the one of the
twists or rug pulls or
twists,
whatever. Yeah,
rug pulls. Yeah. I was gonna say curtain pull. I don't think that would necessarily have the same impact as a rug pull. No. Probably is a little bit more disorienting. But yeah, it's like it not only because of the abuse, but like ultimately because he doesn't want to do that, and like that matters, I guess. And like what he wants to, even though it's like crude and childish, is to just blow it all up and not deal with it. Like he's just so frustrated and overwhelmed with emotion that he just wants to like, I feel like, just have it disappear in such a like let out all this like almost like violence and anger. I guess.
What's the movie called? Mother like Death Explosion. Is that? It's like
yeah,
something like that.
No, literally, yeah. And it's like I think it's such a like it's crazy that it's like that's the misguided thing. I'm like, this person gets it. This person writing this. So this is my first exposure to Tatsuki Fujimoto. I'm like, you get it. It's like, it doesn't seem like it should be the good conclusion to explode the hospital with your mom in it and her to die. But that is ultimately the conclusion of this story. It's like, if you understand this person, you understand what they're going through, you understand why they see the things the way that they do and why they feel the way that they do. Like, that is the right conclusion, even though he doesn't necessarily even understand like why he did it in the first place. You know what I mean? It's
right. Like he's clearly got like repressed trauma from this whole situation. Like on the one hand, he's sad that his mother is dying. On the other hand, his mother is clearly abusing him. And mixing those two things together, he makes a very amateurish, like, sad movie that then ends with like his true self. Like his dad, when he talks to his dad later, he asks like his dad, like, what do you think about me? And the first answer is like the obvious, like, well, you're all about movies, son, but also you've always had this creative spark that makes like you unique. Like when you drew me as a kid, like he talks about like the kid being like the filmmaker whose name escapes me, being an artist, and at like 5 years old drawing the dad with a dragon's face, and it's just like this pure childish, like, what does that mean? Like, if you ever look at like a kid's drawing, you're like, why does dad have 3 arms or whatever? But he held on to that like pure creativity and carried it forward to like an adolescent age that people can't accept or hate, you know?
Yeah. No, totally. It's the that element of fantasy that like ends up getting talked about. It's like that being like such an important part of it. But yeah, no, it just also feels like such a pure, unadulterated emotional expression. And it's also weird. It's interesting to me because like I don't know what your feelings were like. I imagine we maybe felt similar, like reading the first time just through like Mother Death Explosion, I guess, which is like the first part, like up until that
quarter of the story.
Explosion
Yeah.
point. Yeah, like we're like, because I'm immediately tipped off. I'm like, when she's like, I mean, I feel like it's written in a pretty obvious way, right? It's like she's like, I want you to film me like all these different moments of me like until I die, basically. And like the way he responds is like, okay, ... kind of basically.
Right.
And it's
like that ... says a lot. Like, this is something's wrong here from the jump.
Yeah, and even just the request on its own is just feels so weird and creepy and kind of like as the dying person to make that request is like really interesting, I guess. Like I mean, maybe there's a world where that's an okay thing to request, but it just seems like it gives very like, you know that song, when I die young, bury me in roses, lay me like send me out of the sea. The words of a lost, it's like glorifying your like death kind of thing.
Right. It's a very selfish request, but it's also from someone who is dying, and you know, dying people tend to make selfish requests because, hey, get it while you can, I guess. I definitely interpreted it differently when I first read it. Like, I think at the time I kind of glossed over the mother part, because the mother's strange request part, until obviously the turn later on.
Right.
Because Tatsuki Fujimoto is one to have eccentric characters in a lot of his stories, and it's like,
Okay.
his characters don't act realistic often, but they end up confronting very realistic and true ideas and concepts and about, like, you know, identity or love or what it means to be a person. And like he is both completely insane and absurd, and like none of his characters talk like real human beings, but also he completely taps into real emotions, feelings, human experience, what have you.
I see.
So I just was like, oh, this is just Tatsuki Fujimoto being Tatsuki Fujimoto, like wild setup that will ultimately lead somewhere. But then it ends up being, the twist is that she's a more realistic character in the sense that she's a terrible person.
Yeah. I mean, you're kind of primed to expect characters to speak weirdly, I guess. Is
no
what
one
I'm
talks like a Tatsuki Fujimoto character.
Yeah.
And I mean that as a compliment, like complimentary.
Non-derogatory.
Yeah, non-derogatory. Like, his characters have a way of speaking and an internal logic to them that does not fit with, like, for one thing, the area he operates most often, like shonen battle series. They all talk like fucking weirdos, and they don't feel like a Naruto or a Luffy or what have you. Like, they feel very, very removed from all that in a way that is like very distinct, and you start to like pick up on it the more you read his work. And I've read basically everything he's ever made, and it's it's quite a journey. And some of those series are hard to get into as a result. And some people, his style to some people is like black licorice, like they just don't like it. But I have grown to love it, but it definitely takes some getting used to. And I would say Goodbye Eri has some of that, but it's so weird already that it maybe doesn't jump out as much as usual.
Yeah. See, that's interesting you say that, because I think it does kind of recontextualize like some of it for me, because like I took away, like I felt like a lot of the dialogue was like weirdly written, but then
it's like stilted.
It's
yeah.
like, Yeah, stilted. That's the perfect word. But it's like there's the meta element of it potentially all being a fictional movie
Mm-hmm.
that made me be like, okay, they're like kind of trying to be in this uncanny valley almost like intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
And then like same thing for the visuals. Like I know that's maybe a whole other tangent, but like the way that it's drawn is like so kind of weird and strange. I feel like so many times, and like the way shading is done like makes it. I uncanny valley is like the only word that I keep like coming to, where it's like it feels like realistic almost in a way that feels like it's like too
He's
like you
really
do too
good at an
many
expression.
eyelashes.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
can make like a face feel like a face you've seen, but also feel wrong for like the medium of like manga.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I think that that bounced off really well of the idea that like everything is like the chronicle of manga, like everything is
Hmm.
happening from within the camera screen, you know? So it's
Yes,
like,
on top of so many different moments where it's like four panels like all lined up as like clips from a movie or like scenes. Yeah,
yeah.
in a way
And
like
it's
he's
like,
playing with form in a way that's like super engaging and exciting.
totally.
Especially if this is
But
like your
yeah.
50th manga as opposed to like your 8th or what have you.
No, it makes sense. But yeah, no, it's like it is incredibly interesting and cool, but it's also like I think I took a lot of those like angles and expressions and stuff of like, okay, this is kind of like reflecting how this is like a real video. Like it's kind of like adding to
Hmm.
that like feeling. But like I'm curious, like I mean, I assume he just also just draws like that, you know what I mean? So it's
He is,
like
yeah, he's the master of like faces. Like people end up using a lot of his
mm-hmm.
characters as like reaction images because he's really good at like conveying like all is lost kind of moments of like a character just being like both no emotion and all emotions at once in a way that is
Whoa.
I think fantastic. Like when you get to a Tatsuki Fujimoto like shoe drop moment, you just know it when you see it basically in a way that I think is like incredible. And I think
Yeah.
Eri has some of those expressions throughout this that are just like perfect. And so does the older version of him or his maybe his dad in the final few
Mm-hmm.
moments of the manga.
It's crazy.
They're
Yeah,
very
I don't
good.
know. It's a very interesting a story for sure. Like I don't know. I don't know what to. I'm curious of more of your interpretations, and maybe I can like bounce off of them. I feel like I'm drawing a blank of like how to fully. Like I
I
think I just want to talk about the abuse because that's all I care about in
I
life.
understand.
But
I I brought something up that I wanted to read to you to give you
mm,
more of an idea of Fujimoto as a person. This is
mm,
going to be a little long, but like hang in there with me. This is
I'm ready.
a lot of manga will have like little author's notes at the end of an important volume, or if a one shot like
Yeah.
this, or like maybe a collection of stories, or maybe at the end of a series. Fujimoto put this letter out, I think, at the end of a collection of one of his like smaller one shots. Like he put out a collection of
Mm.
like 10 or so stories throughout his earlier manga days before making Chainsaw Man, which like blew him up in popularity. And I'm gonna read it first, and then we could talk about it. But I want to give you an
Yeah.
idea of who this person is, uh,
Yeah.
with the caveat being that all mangaka are really secretive and confusing and weird, and so it's hard to it's hard to know them because you get such little glimpses into their life. But this
Right.
letter I think is interesting. So I'm just gonna read this from Tatsuki Fujimoto. Until age 24 or so, I lived with my girlfriend in a 1,500 yen apartment in Yamagata. The people around us were kind and would give us fruits and vegetables. So while we didn't have much, I think we ate a well balanced diet. Pretty normal so far. Even though we were poor,
15 I have to say 1500 yen is like
15,000, sorry.
$10.
15,000 yen.
Oh my god.
I
I was
misread that.
like, okay. Yeah, okay. Keep going.
Even though we were poor, we had a pet Japanese rice fish. I found it dead one summer. I went to toss its body into the trash, like in Parasite, the movie, but my girlfriend said she wanted me to bury it. So off I went to the park alone. I tried to bury it under this big tree, but the ground was too hard and my hands got all dirty, and I had no hole to show for my effort. Out of options, I figured I would pretend I had buried it and left it lying there on top of the ground. As I watched it for a little while, ants found the body and began trying to carry it away. I'm not sure what came over me, but in that moment, love for that pet fish welled within me for the first time. I brushed the ants away, and then I ate it. The next day, I had an upset stomach, and when my girlfriend suggested it was something I'd eaten, I came up with some lie to cover up the fact that I'd eaten our pet fish. I've had people get mad at me many times throughout my life, and when I'm scared of that, the lies just spill out. Most of the time, I get caught in them, but that time I didn't. That brings us to now. The memory of lying to my girlfriend is far stronger than the guilt of eating our pet fish. Please allow me to confess my sin here. So I read that to say, Tatsuki Fujimoto has always been weird, and I love him, and I just think that, like, he sees the world in a very unique and interesting way that I can never tell if his characters being weird and idiosyncratic and stilted and strange is because they're supposed to be, or because he's a fucking weirdo. And that's incredible. And so I wanted to share that little glimpse into who he is.
I love that. There's like, you get like the South Park creators, like their twisted, skewed view on things. It's like, no, this is what a twisted, skewed view is. You know
Tatsuki
nothing.
Fujimoto is
like,
one of one, like in a way that I love.
Like, oh, see, that story is like so relatable to me, though. In a way,
I thought of you when I read this story.
Okay, all right. Well, you told me that.
Something about, like, I panicked and then I ate the fish. I'm like, Mallory would do that. And I mean that complimentary.
Yeah, I don't know.
And derogatory.
I mean, I relate to, like, yeah, the lying. Like, I think I have swung the pendulum a couple times on that to where, like, I went all truth for a while. I was like, I will never lie about anything or ever conceal the truth. I've mellowed out a little bit at this point, but, like, because I used to lie so much about stuff like that, because, like, sometimes, like, you just feel strong emotions that when you don't understand them, like, you just end up doing something weird, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I feel like completely. I related so much to the exploding the building thing. It's like, to me, that is just so profoundly, like, relatable of, like, this is just, like, out. And it's like, you see it all the time of, like, when, like, people act out and do horrible things or whatever. And it's like, when people say, like, okay, their feeling is justified, but, like, they have the wrong target or something like that. Like,
people making unsensible
awful, but I was thinking, like,
is human, right? Like, it is the most human thing you can do, even though they're nonsensical. Like, even I said unsensible, but nonsensical. Like, even though they don't make logical sense, that's fine, because people aren't logical and they don't always act in their self-interest, and they don't always connect to normal humans in society, but that's okay because it makes them more interesting. I liked your movie, Young Boy. My name is Ari, and I'm also weird.
Yeah. No, totally. It's like I thought a lot about, like, school. I've watched a lot of stuff about school shooters and stuff like that, because it's just, like, a fun hobby for me. But, like, it just
you're really cool
brought
and
all
normal.
because I'm really cool and normal, and I just love my weird true crime stuff. But it's like, it brought all of that back into me, where it's like, so many of these people, especially the ones who have, like, documented their lives online, you're like, oh, like, they're like, they need this, like, so, like, they need, like, a friend who understands them so badly and don't have it, and, like, this, that, and the other, and, like, all these legitimate problems that are not necessarily their fault, and then, like, some crazy thing happens, you're like, dang, or, like, yeah, I don't know. it's very relatable. The other thing it brought to my memory is there's a great I'm quoting a quote. This is awful.
Do it.
I'm quoting Brendan Lee Mulligan, who's quoting a famous author when he talks about this. But the author said that like the famous author got like a letter, and from like a young child or whatever, like a fan letter, and then he wrote a response to it and like sent it back. And then like sometime later he met like the kid and his like mother or whatever, and the mom revealed that like this kid like got the letter and was so happy that he just like ate it because he just wanted to be closer to like the letter. Like that's the closest you could possibly be to
That's
it.
a real response, you know? That's not
Yeah.
just being like, I'm going to put this in a picture frame or whatever.
Yeah, it's not malicious. It's maybe confusing to like those of us whose like instinct is to like preserve, you know, like things that are important and meaningful to us. But is that any less weird? You know what I mean? Like that's also a very like strange idiosyncrasy of human beings. It's like why do we have to hold on to like I had a milk jug that had 11 printed on it. Like why did I hold on to that? You know what I mean? It's like this doesn't mean anything at all, and it took up so much space, and it's like what's the point? But like we just
But it's so hard
people
to
are
capture
weird, you know?
that in like a piece of art, right? Like that's like so
yeah
hard to explain and put your finger on because it doesn't, like there aren't enough words in the dictionary to like represent what you're trying to say. But
yeah
I fell in love with my pet fish for the first time when it was dead and I ate it. It's like it kind of gets there like a little bit.
Totally. I mean, it's like, yeah, I don't know. It reminds me, it's a very human experience. Like, I can remember, like, you know, when you're like really young and like a relative passes away that you maybe didn't know that well, and you're like, I guess I'm supposed to be sad. And then, like, it's like only like after the funeral, you're like, wait a second, I am sad about that. You know what I mean? It's like, that's a very
100%.
like human thing. And I think it's also something we maybe forget as we mature. Like I think nowadays
so. You
I
lose
like
connection to some of that.
yeah, it's almost like understanding in a way. I feel like dulls that because like I think about that example. And it's like I kind of know what I'm in for nowadays if someone passes away, to where I'm like, okay, I understand that this is gonna cause me like grief this that way and the other, even if I don't feel it immediately in the moment. And that understanding like brings it all to the forefront, whereas like when you're a kid you're just kind of like going through life and things just kind of like blindside you, you know what I mean?
Right. It's like routine versus experience, right?
Yeah.
Like once you've lost a relative, you get like a playbook that you start, like you're going to go through, like you get your stage direction. And it's like, all right, well I know I'm going to maybe, in terms of my grief response or whatever, is like I'm gonna dive into like planning, and I'm gonna help like with funeral stuff, and I'm gonna help with like organizing family members and this and that, and then only later will it like hit me, and like that has happened a few times, and it's just once it becomes a routine, you know what to expect, and maybe you are less close to it in a way, like you're more detached or removed or what have you. But when you're a kid, everything's the first time, and you're just experiencing it, and you're just processing it in strange and weird ways that only a kid can do, and that is in a way really pure and beautiful, and also very confusing for as an adult now.
Totally. Yeah, no.
I know you're a teacher. You ever have a conversation with a kid and you're just like, what's going on here?
Yeah, just I mean, I feel like most of mine are just being like, how far away are Uranus and Jupiter from each other? Okay, how far away is Uranus and Saturn from each other? Okay, how far away is Saturn and... I'm like, what are you cooking?
Yeah, is this leading anywhere? Like,
but it's like, yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I love it. It makes me very happy, and I always try to answer those questions and just like be present with those kind of kids, you know. But it's like, yeah, I mean, I feel that. I also feel like the that's another cool dimension on the like abuse angle, because like I guess my interpretation is that like he doesn't maybe fully get the negativity that he feels towards his mom in the moment. He feels like he has the whole Camus moment where he's like, do I feel sad about my mom? Yeah, no, I feel sad. I feel sad. Like, just trying to, like, almost, like, figure out, like, what his feelings are.
Right.
And, like, that shouldn't be complicated for most people, you know what I mean? Like, according to people's expectations. But, like, it is, and if you look at it objectively, like, there's maybe, like, good reason why he, like, maybe would feel relieved. Like, it's like she seems like she's dominating a lot of his life and free time and creative spark with, like, just saying really traumatizing things and, like, forcing him to, like, film her all
He
the
just
time.
wants to film a cat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like she's constantly, like, stomping on it and trying to, like, ruin his, like, childhood innocence. So there is this, like, natural feeling that would, like, rise up, even though he is, like, sad somewhere in there as well. This, like, conflicting
Yeah, I think there's no
feelings,
one
it's
right
like,
answer as to why he doesn't go to her. Right. It's like a multitude of
right.
things, but you can't. The kids in the auditorium can't understand that. The dad can, but he can't process
Yeah.
it for a while, and he certainly doesn't, like. He seems to come to that conclusion later on. I think we haven't talked about Eri much at all, like the character, the title character, and like the back half of the story.
The titular Eri, who I'm
The titular
cosplaying
Eri. Yes,
really,
absolutely.
really roughly today.
Perfect. Bow tie. Bow tie is close enough to the little drawstring thing. Like, it's perfect.
She's got straps.
Yeah. What did I say before we started recording? Your My Chemical Romance core? Like, what is?
Oh yeah. Okay. No, we're having a roast. We're doing a back and forth roast session, except all the roasts were on me. I said that I
I'm
look
the mom
like the
producer
coolest.
in like real life. Like when the camera's off, I'm like, do better, make better transitions.
I was saying that I look like the coolest member of, like, the Christian band at, like, youth group, like
The Christian youth group.
yeah. It's
You
like
definitely flip your chair around and like sit and like straddle the chair and go,
Yeah.
hey guys, let's talk about Jesus.
Yeah, just like I feel like I've seen, like, a lot of memes of, like, the closeted person in, like, youth group or whatever, like it's just like I feel like you would show up and you'd be like, what are you doing here? Like, what's
Right.
your deal?
What's your story? Yeah, you'd feel out of place here.
It doesn't really seem like this is for you, but okay. Like, yeah,
So I want
but
to jump like quite ahead for a minute. So like the Eri stuff I think is great. I think it's like really well shot. It does capture that like young love bit. It's still weird and idiosyncratic. You get a lot more of the like the rhythm of how his characters talk to each other, which is interesting and unique in the sense that you can never really predict what they're going to say next in a way that is fun and engaging for all the reasons we talked about. My favorite moment in this manga, every time I read it, and this is probably like the fourth or fifth time, is when you meet after he's shown the second version of the movie and he's won, you know, the auditorium has cried, like he has succeeded, and then you meet Eri's other friend. And she says, you know, Eri wore glasses. Eri could be self-centered sometimes. She had a temper. You probably gave like too idolized of a version of her, like in this movie. Thank you. That's how I'm always going to remember her. I think that is like such a powerful idea, and it kind of recontextualizes the mom stuff again. And to me, if the manga ended there, I'd be fine. Obviously, it's great. Like, I love the final third of the manga, but like I think that is such a unique idea of like how do you remember people and how do you portray them, and is it even a bad thing to, you know, give an idolized version of someone? Like, do I like is that even wrong to do? And there's the manga doesn't really answer it, but to me, like, I really really like that like couple of pages a lot.
Yeah, because it's like at that point it's like kind of about you, especially if the person has like passed on. It's like,
how do you want to remember
what are you
them?
doing with it, you know? And like when it's followed by like, you know, he has the success but that has not solved anything for him, and he's like obsessively like re-editing like this video or whatever. That was actually part of the Japanese thing that I was reading, was like they were like looking at the dates of the panels and saying that it's like his mom's videos, it's not Aries videos that he's obsessively editing, you know, which is like it's just being like vampires not real truther type of video thing. Like, yeah, who knows, obviously, like we're sidestepping that, but I think that yeah, it's like, you know, like this like weird thing of like you're trying to maybe make some meaning or something beautiful out of like I just equate it with like the reaction to like abuse. It's like you want to like it had to mean something. Like, am I supposed to?
It had to make me stronger, or it had to redeem me, or yeah, it had
to like my mom's death had to be beautiful and like meaningful, or it had to, and it's like the outward success of him selling it doesn't solve it for him, and like him depicting it as like his mom in like this beautiful light, or Ari in this beautiful light, doesn't seemingly solve it either, you know. It's like all the twists kind of happen after that, but it's like,
not necessarily
is it wrong?
Right, yeah,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
That's what I take away from it. It's like it is a human reaction to want to put people on a pedestal who are no longer around, and call it a coping mechanism, call it insincere, what have you. It does help people like reach closure. Like that friend, that Aries' other friend who's not in the movie at all, like her thanking him feels like a very human moment of like, I know this is wrong. Like, I know this isn't the real Aries, but this is how I will choose to remember her. And you have gotten me to that place through your art. And it's like, that's the real victory to me. Not that he managed to make a bunch of his asshole peers like cry, right?
Yeah. No, it's crazy because it's like, because there's a reading you can do where like, given all the context, him painting his mom is like, I could see that
does his mom deserve
peer,
that same treatment, right, is like the question.
Yeah, I could see the asshole peer reading the manga and being like, no, his mom deserved the explosion, she didn't deserve the like beautiful retelling of her story, and be mad at the beautiful thing and like the explosion, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I'm talking like a very simplistic reading of this book, but it's like that could offend someone on some level to see like it being depicted in that way when you then like learn the truth, I guess, about the situation. But it's like it all falls into that same like the same argument that you can make that's pro him making art with the explosion is the same argument that you can make this pro him retelling his mom, and that it, like, there's not like a morally, I guess, right thing to do in a way when you're
it's
looking
like
at
art,
like
creating art is immoral and also inherently moral. Like,
his
original movie
it's
helps his dad find closure. It helps Ari reconcile with her situation. Like, the two things she says is about like, why did you like the movie? It's like, I saw myself in your mother. You shot your mother so beautifully, and I like the explosion at the end. Like, and it's like, that's great. You know, it can be both. It can be like this unique, special, adolescent, like, rage or whatever you want to call it, like explosion, like this like lashing out, and also be this pure like idolization of a actually bad person, and that still be okay. Like it I don't know, there's no one answer, but I think that's what makes it such a cool 200-page volume of manga.
No, absolutely. Did you know that Aries' name, the first kanji in it, means painting or like a picture? So
I did not know that, but it works. Did you know that the volume has her in his like smartphone screen, and it's really cool looking? Like, this image is awesome.
I did see that. It is sick. It's cool.
It's cool.
No. Yeah, no, it's a very interesting and layered and meaningful story, and I like it a lot. That's my opinion on this manga.
Okay, good. I will say the sniper can stand down now. Like, you're safe for now. I'll call them off. Yeah. It's always scary when I pitch you something that like I really like, and I'm like, is Mallory gonna break my heart?
But you didn't want me to stop making sense of it.
Is Mallory's, we have to bring up the past, it's fine.
The last eccentric freak that you brought to the podcast was not given as kind of a treatment as this one.
No, David Byrne was, raked through the coals, as was the other guitar player who you said looked like a scary Mark Zuckerberg or whatever.
I didn't. I said something way worse that should be repeated and shouldn't be on the internet, and I should have just edited it out because it was just
episode 5 of the Nobody Leaves podcast for more information.
Yeah. Hey, cancel vultures. I know you're digging. I know you're looking for ways to get me. Check out episode 5 of the Nobody Leaves.
The truth is
podcast.
Out there. Is there anything? We've talked somewhat about the art. I think we talked about the expressions or what have you. How did you feel about this manga is super repetitive and like panel structure intentionally, right? Like it feels like half of it is through those like smartphone stylized panels where it's like 4 rectangles in a row, and it can be you'll do that for like 10 pages sometimes, and you really get in a weird flow with it. Like how did that work or not work for you?
I mean, I loved it. Like, you're going to give me 2 full pages of just black. Like, that's my shit. Like, I'm there. It was cool. Like,
I can just imagine the people at the printer being like, what the fuck are we printing right now? This
Come on. Hey, you didn't draw a picture on this one.
You forgot to draw you
forgot
you hit the paint fill. You messed up somewhere.
Yeah, no, I was all about it. I thought it was really cool. I mentioned Chronicle. Like, I'm really into like just weird found footage things. What is it? Searching and what is it? The Unfriended, all the
and Unfriended, the horror movie and all that. Yeah, no.
Like,
I'm glad the manga didn't do that the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been annoying if like there's breaks where it's not in the camera.
I thought everything was filmed through his iPhone camera. Obviously, I've only read through this once, so
no, because you have you have moments where like it comes out of it, like especially towards the end where he's talking to Vampire Aerie, and it's like you just see like her on the couch and him, and there's no one filming. Like the 2 characters are here, unless of course that's his dad, and it's like the end of the movie. But there's moments where it breaks from the conceit of everything's being filmed.
Gotcha. I mean, like
where you get like there's a couple of like full page panels, right?
Right.
And presumably that's.
I understood that, but I guess I always
took
it as like impactful moments that we're emphasizing, but they're still going through the camera. Like I didn't necessarily see any of them as like they couldn't have taken place through like a camera lens, but
it's a good point. It's possible.
Yeah.
In my mind, those are like the moments where like this movie obsessed or like filming obsessed kid like is broken out of that for a minute and has to be like interpreting, but it's confusing and it's hard to tell because of the like what's real and what's not nature of it, right? That like the manga does set up. Like it's never 100% clear one way or the other. Like there is no right interpretation of when is it filming and when is it not. There are obvious ones, right, where there's like a playhead or there's like the camera shaking. I love how he does the line work to where like you can feel like the camera like refocusing and like gaining focus as through like multiple panels. That seems like ridiculously hard to execute, but it's like so well done.
It's really cool, and it's like it's an amount of effort to achieve, like you said, like some really repetitive looking panels if you're not really like paying attention, but like it's a really cool effect, and I think just like adds to and it's like I think there's a way, like I know that we talked about the character dialogue being like kind of stilted and like awkward, like it reminds me honestly of like the little movies I would make when I was a kid with like my phone where it's like people pause and they don't know when they're supposed to speak and they forget their line or whatever because you're all just like kids hanging out, like it's like it feels kind of in line with that, and also it feels in line with like when you just take videos of people and they're not necessarily like expecting to have a video taken of them or consenting to it,
and they're
like when
like
you're a
stilted
kid.
and awkward.
Yeah, and they're like pausing because they're like, what am I supposed to do?
Am I doing this right?
With
Is this right?
Like,
yeah.
yeah, like you suddenly have this like extra eyes on you that you're like not expecting in this like casual situation, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like
you can feel that a lot.
Effect is like really cool
when he's talking to the kids who are like interpreting his first movie. Like so many of them like pause, or you can feel them doing the like kid thing of like, it's time to perform now. Where like one of them like is like stuttery and he's like, it was shit, and then like it's like he like it gets bigger because he's on camera, and it's like, yeah, it's fun. It's very captures like that need for like kids to be the center of attention, right?
Yeah, or like sell something like through it's like, okay, this is my moment. I'm like on someone's iPhone camera. Like I need to
right.
Like it reminds me. I made a very infamous home movie with all of our friends in high school, and
yes,
as part of it, I made like a bunch of special features. I think I was just really interested in making like the technical parts of like a DVD as opposed to like a movie that was good. And I like did special features, and I did like interviews with the cast and crew. And the joke of it was that I would just film literally anyone. There was zero, like, you did not have to be involved in the movie to
people who are not involved in the movie, people who are barely involved in the friend group. Yeah. Mallory's underselling it. Mallory made a home movie that, like, we still talk about a decade plus later. Like, it was, yeah, there's multiple reasons I pitched Goodbye Airy, for sure.
Yeah, but it's like, it really reminds me, like, if you ever watch through those interviews, and I'm saying that to you, Sam, because no one else will ever see these,
yes,
because
this is not for the internet.
Like, people in those could be dead for all I know. Like, I mean, knock on wood, but like, these are people that I've like talked to like 5 times because we had the same like class like speech and debate class, you know, like, but it's like they all have that energy of just being kind of like really looking at the cameraman for like a cue. Yeah. Exactly. It's like, is this what you're going for? Like, I don't want to be like turn off the camera. I think nowadays we're a little bit more savvy to it, and we're a little bit more used to the concept of everyone having a camera on their pockets. Right. And I think people are a little bit like, hey, like, that's not cool. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like people are maybe there, but yeah, like, you know, high school back then was not the scene. Like, people were just like, okay, I guess I just have to go along with this and be immortalized.
It has the energy of a student project that's like filmed, but
yes,
like a high school student project where it's really, we've all sat through them. They're really stilted and awkward, but this was a feature length film, you know, 35 minutes or what have you. It was up there.
Yeah, no, totally. It's very interesting. Cool manga. Yes. Very relatable to the common man. I'm really
I ate my fish and didn't tell my girlfriend.
I'm surprised that you thought of me. Did you when you said that it was the story that made you think of me? You
and I are very close friends, right? And we've known each other for a very long time, and I think like,
you know about most of the fish that I've eaten.
Exactly. And I feel likewise, right? Like, I think you know moments where I've been awkward or weird or what have you, and been outside of the norm, outside of the societal vibe. We've seen each other grow up and maybe move away from eating the fish as a response to being overwhelmed, but we've also seen each other, warts and all, and I was definitely like, Mallory might not eat the fish, but Mallory gets it. The feeling of like, I went out to dig the hole and I couldn't dig the hole, and then I was like, didn't know what to do and just threw my hands up. That feels very Mallory to me in a way that, that I love.
Getting so close and then just giving up. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's very cool. I appreciate the recommendation this time around. Very, very interesting.
And now we're going to read all of manga. Chainsaw Man. It's Mallory's pitch, and we're doing Chainsaw Man now.
I'm pitching all of Chainsaw Man. How long is Chainsaw Man?
It's like 200 chapters. It's not finished. The first part is, I think, 98 chapters, and then it has a very distinct, like, part 1, part 2. And part 2 is still going on. It comes out every week.
Is it Shippuden vibes?
No. Part 2 is, like, the best and worst of Tatsuki Fujimoto. Like, it has some frustrating parts to it. Like, the long-form storytelling part, I think, it's got some, I would say, pacing problems, and it's got some, like, can we get on with this kind of moments? Like, he's really good at setting up a mystery, but then leaving it alone to the point where it's like, this is no longer relevant, and even if it does come back up, I'm going to be more annoyed than, like, excited about it. But at the same time, it's brilliant. Like, it's hard to say. Chainsaw Man there's a reason it's, like, as good as it, like, as popular as it is, even though it is, it's very distinct compared to, like, My Hero Academia or something. Like, it's a very weird viral hit. It also, like, it rules. We will cover Chainsaw Man at some point, actually, but probably not your pitch this week. But even before you pitch, I need to hear your rankings. I need to, like a Pokemon badge, collect more A's and S's than you have with me. Hopefully, I'm just guessing here. I don't want to,
This
give
is
it away.
a toughie. This is actually, like, pretty tough to rank. I mean, I'm looking at the charts.
Is it that tough?
Yeah.
Is it not the best thing I've pitched you? Is it that tough?
It's cool. It's very interesting. You know what I mean? But I feel like...
Expound.
Okay.
Expand.
For me, like means so much to me. You know this. you know that's like, and I feel like what it means to me is I'm just like, I'm just going.
Mallory, I'm not against bullying you into giving this the sale tier. Like, we'll sit here for another hour and I'll just, like, talk at you.
Yeah. I feel like I would upgrade Dandadan to that tier before I put this in that tier. You know what I mean? Like, when I'm looking at... So that's why I feel like it needs to be below...
It's because you hate adolescent boys,
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't help its case. It is also kind of the second manic pixie dream girl we've gotten in 2 weeks.
It's true. In 2 weeks. I'm aware.
You were saying that, like, you're susceptible to that, so that made me laugh. But
I like to think I'm not, but then when done well, can't we all find a girl on a roof to keep you from jumping? Wouldn't that be nice?
When done well, yeah, who doesn't want a girl on a roof to keep you from jumping? I think it's gotta be deluxe. Yeah, I think that's where it has to sit, because it's not like, I want to feel the way that I feel when when it's like Porco-Rosso Deltarune, you know what I mean?
If you told me cute, I was gonna be sad. Deluxe, I'm satisfied with.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, it's not cute. Like, it's definitely cool. It's sick.
It's beyond cute. It transcends cute.
Yeah. It's just, yeah, I think it's like, I don't know. It's hard to put into words, and maybe that's why. Maybe I haven't, like, matured my palate enough to put it where it deserves, but, like, we'll have the re-ranking at the end of the year. I gotta pitch you some more, like,
generic manga at some point.
Yeah, I don't know. I like emotions, and I'm an emotional person.
I understand. I'm familiar. I have no emotions, and I can only contextualize human experience through movies. So therefore, Goodbye Eri is a masterpiece.
This is exactly where you want it. Yeah.
Exactly.
For sure.
I feel seen. I too compare things to The Sixth Sense, I just am right there. Well, Mallory, I've given you this, in my opinion, masterpiece, in your opinion, deluxe experience. What do you have in store for me You got an equally great, equally amazing, life-changing piece of media, or are we like gonna watch like some music videos? Like, what's going on here?
Well,
Belittle,
so
dismissive. I hate you. Give me the pitch.
obviously, I'm gonna be pitching you twice. This is for ping ping. What's this? Oh, I've gotten an alert on my phone.
Breaking news.
What's this? Jennifer Aniston to star in new series directed by Jeanette McCurdy based on her book I'm Glad My Mom Died. That's right, Sam. This week we're going to be getting into I'm Glad My Mom Died. More mom stuff, more abuse, more trauma. You might have been like, Mal, you're bringing this up. You keep kind of harping on this, and it's not going to stop next week. And
Do you
it
have
just felt
perhaps a complicated
so
relationship with
fitting.
your parents? Well, then this is the podcast for you.
yeah.
So we're reading
And like,
I'm Glad My Mom
Yeah.
Died by Jeanette McCurdy. We're doing a book. We've never done a book.
yes, first book, finally
book.
books. Yeah, me and Sam, I
reads.
feel like kind of have always had this thing of like we were book kids, you know,
We were.
and like that's I feel like probably what bonded us at a young age, and I feel like it's time. Like we finally need to have like a book on the podcast.
Return to reading.
Yes, return to tradition. Yeah, no, I love this book. I got it like for Christmas last year, I think, and just blew through it. It's such an amazing read, and was originally gonna pitch it for Mother's Day and forgot about Mother's Day. Maybe a smart choice, but then news came out that apparently Jennifer Aniston is gonna star as the mom.
As the mom.
in,
Oh,
like-
that makes more sense. I was like, what?
Right. Yeah, no, Jennifer Aniston as like child Jeanette McCurdy would be crazy.
This is
But
going to
yeah.
be like a Oscar bait, like probably pretty good human drama movie. Like that's exciting as an idea.
Yeah, I'm very curious of like how it's gonna turn out, but I know that Jeanette McCurdy is like involved in like directing
Producing
and
and-
like
Oh,
producing
even
and writing
directing.
and stuff
Wow.
like that. Yeah, her whole thing is like wanting to be like writing and directing, like
I didn't know
which
that.
is you'll learn from the book. I mean,
Quite tragically,
not-
I
not
only
to
know
spoil.
her from those Nickelodeon shows that from my perspective, having not read the book, went really well for her, right? Like those were a great time. Everything
yeah.
I can't wait to learn about this actress who had like a great life and childhood, and I'm sure everything worked out really well, and now she's in a great place, and yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would say I only know the stuff I know about her career from like reading this book, and
Mm-hmm.
when you read it, you will find out why you only know what you know, because it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, that's like her thing that she's into now. So I'm like, that part of the project I think gives me a lot of faith so in it, turning out good. So hopefully, but yeah, like I could have saved it till like whenever the movie was gonna release, but like
But then we gotta do the
we
movie.
gotta do the movie then. So we
We
gotta
got so
cover
many
the book
things to
now.
follow up on. We got to read the back half of Call of the
Yes.
Night. We got to read the back. We got to watch
We gotta
Donovan
go
on
what
season
happens
2.
next.
We gotta
go back.
read 4, 5, and 6 of what happens next. We gotta watch
got
seasons
2
2
seasons
and
of
3 in the movie of
Heartstopper.
Heartstopper. Yeah,
Yeah.
all of these
But
things
no.
are of equal quality.
Exactly. But
We
listen,
gotta watch Beastars seasons 2 and 3.
we do have to watch Beastars season 2 and 3, but
I'm not
not
gonna
as
pitch
much
it.
as we
It's up
have
to
to
you.
read about this. But yeah, it's cool. Mom Stuff the podcast,
Mom
comedy
Stuff the
live.
Coming to you live from
Yes.
Japan and America. Well, on that note, have a good evening, Mallory.
Have a great day, Sam, or should I say goodbye, Sam?
Do people even know why we do that? We've done that